He's the nut behind the wheel and behind the mic. This is Automotive ADHD with Matt West.
Reciting his vows, he said he'd always stick with her, even through the tough times. And he says there have been a few disagreements, a few fights, and a few makeups.
I will keep the spark between us alive. No matter how many times I have to jumpstart you.
Now, he has been married already for 30 years to wife Rachel, and he has 2 kids, but this isn't an affair. His family is fully aware of the relationship that's blossomed in the garage.
I can share him, yeah, as long as she stays down the shed.
Giz, I think every member of the public today will be asking why.
Why not? Look at her. She's beautiful. I love her. It means a lot to me. So does my wife. But yeah, no, it's a very special day.
So, firstly, I need to ask, why was the video upside down? Why was that upside down? Okay. Yeah, my producer is telling me that it's not upside down. That's just how everything looks in Australia. All right, got it. Secondly, 3 cars? Come on, man. Those are rookie numbers right there. And thirdly, I think this is great, by the way. I really do. Now, by the way, the car, if you couldn't see the lovely bride right there, the bride was a very blue, like a metallic, almost a metallic turquoise 1971 Ford Falcon. Of course, the Australians love their Ford Falcons. The Falcon was arguably a lot more popular out there in Australia, and it wasn't really the same Falcon we got here in the United States. A little bit of a different car. But having said all of that, still a very gorgeous machine. And if you were watching the upside down video, you might have noticed everyone wearing headphones there, and I was a little confused by that at first, but it turns out that this was done as a stunt for a local radio morning show out there. Glad to see, as a fellow radio guy, representing radio there, and they did this. They had the morning show hosts dressed up as like a pastor and some other stuff to officiate the whole wedding, and I think this is just a beautiful union between a man and his 1971 Ford Falcon. And it's also genius. And here's why. Because, yes, Valentine's Day, I guess, did happen this month. Yes, it has now happened. We are now past Valentine's Day. But this is an out for all of us single guys on Valentine's Day. I mean, really, think about this, okay? It's mind-blowing, the level of genius that is being portrayed here. So let me put it like this. So instead of another depressing Valentine's Day spent working in the garage on your car by yourself, meanwhile, of course, all your couple friends are posting pictures on social media, rubbing it in, obviously. You too now, though. Okay, you too, if you choose to marry your car, can now say you're spending Valentine's Day with your significant other. And it's even better than that, because you're still making progress on your project car. I mean, come on, that's brilliant. It's a win-win. There are no losers in this situation. You might say, but yeah, what if I want a family, Okay, all right, hear me out. It doesn't mean that you can't also have a family, because let me put it this way. You could adopt a couple of motorcycles, perhaps, as children. I mean, really, if you marry a car, I don't see any reason why adopting a couple of 2-wheelers isn't also an option there. And in fact, I think that's also a great option, because now you can also say that not only are you maybe spending Valentine's Day with your significant other, you're going out on the weekend and spending some time with the family. That has a much better ring to it than, yeah, I'm going to go work on my cars in the garage that don't run, and maybe I'll tinker on the motorcycle a little bit. See, there's a difference in the contrast there of what you can do. And by the way, I do keep saying you. I don't mean to single you out in this case. Of course, I'm definitely not talking about myself here. Not at all. I wouldn't do any of that at all. So it does bring me to an interesting question, though, because I got to think about this. Does it mean that you could have more cars in Utah? I wonder. Anyway, congrats to the newlywed couple, of course. May their marriage be enduring and filled with enjoyment and possibly burnouts and Sunday cruises, or burnouts during the Sunday cruises. That's also acceptable. So anyway, I think this is genius. In fact, I think I should officiate some of these as an automotive talk show host. I think I could actually officiate some of these weddings, though. I'm not ordained. I'm not a minister, so maybe not. Maybe what? If you do get married to your car, maybe I can be your best man. How about that? Let's do an arrangement like that. And then we can do like wedding burnouts or something. I've actually had listeners send me wedding burnouts. It was a while back. It was probably maybe a year and a half ago. A guy got married, and him and his wife, he did not marry the car, but him and his wife both got into his Camaro in front of the altar there. And the altar was like it was like there was a road kind of right in front of it in this outdoor wedding venue. And they get there, and then he starts doing these like smoky burnouts and donuts to celebrate his marriage. So if you've done that, send it into my show. I'll play it as a car sound here, facebook.com/automotive ADHD.